Good noon, friends. Myself, N. Ghoge, Assistant Professor, Electrical Engineering Department, Dhurabai Sawant Institute of Research and Technology for Women's, Wagholi, Pune. Today we will discuss about first unit of your control system 1, which is divided into 3 parts. That is first one, mathematical modeling, then signal flow graph, and third one is that is the third one point is there, that is for the calculation of whatever we are calculating, transfer function. Before going to direct mathematical modeling, before that just we will see why we are requiring mathematical modeling. First thing here, transfer function. Transfer function is one of the most important concept in control system. Now here, what is the transfer function? If we will define, it is the Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input. These are the basic two things. That is nothing but your transfer function. Now, why we require mathematical modeling? Because to find out transfer function of any system, that we can calculate transfer function either by mathematical modeling, block diagram reduction, or third one is that is signal flow graph. So these 3 basic methods are there. Out of these 3, today we'll go with the mathematical modeling. This mathematical modeling that deals with, it is nothing but, before going to mathematical modeling, first of all we will go for the definition of system, basic things. What is system? That is nothing but combination of different parts to get the certain work. Okay, so accordingly here, if we'll go with the mathematical modeling of any physical system. Now why I am using word physical system? Because it may be mechanical system, it may be electrical system, it may be pneumatic system, any one of the system. We have to prepare modeling of that, means we are going to find out equations of that particular whatever system we are going to use with the help of certain physical laws. And whatever physical laws, for example, if we'll go with the mechanical system, then certainly physical laws just like Newton's law of motions we'll use. If we'll go with the electrical system, there may be KVL or there may be KCL. So similarly, we'll use certain physical laws, and that's why it is called as mathematical model of physical system. So first of all, in this particular lecture, we'll cover mathematical modeling of mechanical system, then mathematical modeling of electrical system, then we'll saw the analogy between these two, why these systems are called as analogous system. Then how we have to find out transfer function of the system with the help of mathematical model. Now, as far as syllabus is concerned, or as far as your unit is concerned, first unit, this divided, we already discussed it, this unit is divided into 3 parts. So in your question number 1 and R is given in question number 2. So either 8, minimum of 8 or maximum of 10 marks are there. Means even you can go with this lecture, 101% you will be assured for minimum of 8 or maximum of 10 marks. Okay, so here, because there may be one theoretical question, that is derive mathematical modeling of mechanical system or derive mathematical modeling of electrical system and draw its analogy. This may be theoretical kind of question, may be there in university question paper, or some system is given to you, find out its mathematical model, or find out its transfer function, or find out its force to voltage analogy, or find out its force to current analogy, and accordingly you have to find out its equation, find out the final solution. So there may be any kind of question, any combination may be there. So means at least 8 marks minimum or 10 marks that are final. Okay. So today we will first of all go with the derivations for mathematical modeling of mechanical system as well as electrical, then see analogy, and we'll solve one problem in which in that single problem we'll cover all the things, that is mathematical model of that problem, its force to voltage analogy, its force to current analogy, and its transfer. Okay, so for finding mathematical model, first of all we'll go with the mechanical system. So mechanical system is divided into 2 different kinds of systems, 2 different, that is translational mechanical system, and second one, it is rotational mechanical system. These 2 mechanical systems are there. So we'll consider first translational mechanical system. We'll find out its equation, mathematical model you can say. Then we'll go with the rotational mechanical system. Then we'll move towards the electrical system. So in translational mechanical system, basic component, there are three basic components of translational mechanical system. So first one is mass, second one is damper, or it maybe you can call as dashpot. In some books you can observe the word that is dashpot. And third one is spring. As we are studying about translational mechanical system, these are the three basic components of translational mechanical system. So before starting this one, just we have defined what is mathematical modeling. In that, by applying certain physical laws, we are finding some equations, and that is nothing but the mathematical model. So here for translational mechanical system, we'll apply here Newton's law of motion. As see here, I can say mass of the body is the first part. So here just I will draw one mass. I will draw one simple system. This is mass. Suppose we'll consider this one of the system where mass is attached with spring as well as damper, and force is applied F of T. So as we'll consider this one, so whenever we want to find the total number of forces acting on this particular body, so what we'll do, whatever number of forces acting on the body, all that are giving opposite effect to the applied force. Okay, so here if we'll consider this one, so self mass M of this body, that is this mass, I have already told you three parts. So first part, that is mass M. Second, this spring is attached over here, and damper. So as far as we'll consider this mass, whenever we'll apply the force F, then that mass tries to stand at its own position, but due to application of force, it will move. So this, due to application of force, this F is equal to whatever you know, Newton's second law of motion. Force is directly proportional to the mass into acceleration. So F is equal to M into A. That is, force is equal to mass into acceleration, where this mass is the mass of this particular body, and the acceleration, that is the acceleration with which this body moves. So this is first equation I can say for translational mechanical system, because parallelly we'll go. Okay, now okay, this I will show here displacement. If I will apply the force, then this displacement is there. Now second component we'll consider here damper, that is damper, or you can say dashpot. This is frictional part. Whenever you are applying the force, it will give some opposition and friction, it will produce the frictional force. So this frictional force, whatever produced by this damper, that is directly proportional to the velocity with which that part is moving. So here, whatever applied force is there, so this is equal to, this is constant of frictional force, F into velocity V, or you can, okay, this is equation number 2. And third component, that is spring. Whenever we'll apply the force, deformation takes place in the spring, means it gets stretched. So whatever displacement is there, stretch means what? Change in displacement. So this application of force is equal to, we can say, K into X, where this K is the spring's constant. Okay, this is frictional constant. Okay, F. So this is equation number 3. If we'll combine these three equations, because all these are the action that are happen due to the application of force only. So here for this body, if I want to write down mathematical equation or mathematical expression for this particular part, so F is equal to, I will write here, F is equal to, I have to consider these three, and I have written the equation for these three. So F is equal to MA plus FV plus KX. Now whenever we are going to write the equations, at that time what things are there? The variable must be unique. Then and then we can see, yes, this equation is in the unique form. So we are assuming here displacement as the basic unit. So here acceleration is double derivative of your displacement, or you can say it is the single derivative of velocity. Velocity is the single derivative of your displacement. So I can replace this one, mx double dot, that is acceleration, plus f x dot plus k into x. F is equal to mx double dot plus fx dot plus kx, or we may write down in this way, m d square x by dt square plus f dx by dt plus kx. Okay, this is the we can say F is equal to, this is what we can say ki mathematical model for translational mechanical system. So I can write this equation as a separate one, because whenever we'll go with the analogy, at that time we'll require. So this is the mathematical model, or you can say mathematical equation, or Laplace equation, Laplace differential equation representation of this particular system. Okay, so I will give this equation as a number 1. So I will put here F is equal to m d square x by dt square plus f dx by dt plus kx. Suppose this is equation number 1. We'll consider this equation one by one. Okay, now this is what about we have finished about regarding translational mechanical system. Now we'll go with the rotational mechanical system. As I have already stated you ki translational mechanical system has 3 parts. Similarly, rotational system also have 3 parts. First one, what is that first one? That is moment of inertia J. It is denoted by J. Then here again frictional component is there, and third one, that is spring stiffness, or you can say again spring component or stiffness, we can use the word here. Three different factors are there. These are very much similar to what are in translational system. Only in translational mechanical system, whatever force we are applying the force, and accordingly straight displacement is there. Here angular motion is there. So if we will consider one pulley, if that pulley is attached, so whenever we are applying the force, here force is in terms of torque. Okay, suppose this is one of the fixed hinge with which this pulley is attached over here. If I am going to apply torque over here, so whatever these opposite effects are there, that is moment of inertia J, this is in opposition. Whatever angular displacement is there, it is denoted by theta, that is in opposite direction. Even whatever frictional coefficient is there, so F, so that is also in the opposite direction. So here whenever I am applying the torque T, that is here applying force is T, torque. So torque T, whenever we are applying with this pulley, so at that time whatever similar to mass, here moment of inertia is there. So whatever force we are applying, in that case, according when your torque is applied, so as we apply the torque, so whatever moment of inertia is produced, whatever that is directly proportional to the angular acceleration of the system. So T is equal to J. Okay, angular acceleration. So I will use here word J into angular acceleration itself. We'll go with later one, angular acceleration. What the notation we have to use, we'll see later on. Similarly, whenever we are applying torque T, at that time whatever friction that is produced in the pulley, or whatever friction given by the pulley, that is directly proportional to the whatever frictional force is there into angular velocity. Okay, so that is here we are using a frictional constant F into the angular velocity, and whatever stiffness that is given by this pulley, so application of torque, that is stiffness constant K into angular displacement. Okay, so these are the 3 basic components for this system. And now basically we will consider angular displacement. We have denoted by theta. So angular velocity is nothing but the first derivative of angular displacement, so this becomes theta dot, and angular acceleration is the double derivative of angular displacement, so theta double. So if I am going to write down the equation of this one, so its equation becomes whatever torque we are applying, torque is equal to J into theta double dot, that is the moment of inertia into angular acceleration, plus F into theta dot plus K into theta, or T is equal to J d square theta by dt square plus f d theta by dt plus k into theta. So this is the mathematical model, or this is the mathematical equation for rotational mechanical system. So again I will write over here T is equal to J d square theta by dt square plus f d theta by dt plus k theta. This is equation number 2. Okay. Now we have finished this mechanical systems over here, that is translational, rotational, both mechanical systems we have finished. Okay. We have find out their mathematical models or mathematical equations or Laplace equations of the both systems. Now we'll move towards electrical system. So in electrical system, we'll go with force analogy as well as, before using word analogy, we'll go with the force, with the voltage, and then we'll go with the current. So here, one simple network I'm going to draw here. This is the E of, okay, electrical voltage. This is the voltage applied over here. Simple RLC network I'm going to draw over here. Okay, simple RLC circuit is there where RLC, these three components are there. Current is flowing through this one, and voltage E is applied over here. Okay. Now we have to apply KVL over here and find out the equation. So here E is equal to SL di by dt, okay, plus Ri plus 1 upon C integration I dt. Okay. Now we have got the equation for this one, but again one thing, whatever equations we have prepared for for mechanical system, all having unique constants. So similarly we'll go with this one here. So what will substitute, because here integration of I, then derivative of I, means it is not in the unique form. So what is this integration of I? What is this? Integration of I. Integration of I means what? It is nothing but, or phi is equal to what? What is this integration of I dt? It is, if we'll go with the charge, so it is nothing but Q. Okay, so Q is equal to integration of I. So here, whether it is I, integration of I is equal to Q. So we have to take its Laplace transform. If we'll take, so it becomes Q of S is equal to I of S upon S. Okay. Now we have to substitute. So we have to use this relation over here, and then we'll go over there. Okay. So first of all, here E is equal to, now we'll go with this one first of all. So I, just a minute, L di by dt plus Ri integration of I dt. So we will here go with one relation, that is Q is equal to integration I dt. So here, before going to that, I is equal to dq by dt. So we have to substitute over here. So E is equal to L d dt of I, that is dq by dt, plus R dq by dt plus 1 upon C, here Q is equal to E. Okay. Now means what? E is equal to L d square Q by plus R dq by dt plus 1 upon C Q. You can say this is the equation number 3, as now it is in the form of, it is in the form of with Q dq by dt or d square Q by, means unique unit we have used over here. So I will write here E is equal to L d square Q by dt square plus R dq by dt plus 1 upon C Q. This is third equation. Okay. Now we will go with current analogy. So for that, what I will do here, this is the current source I. This is resistance. This is inductor. This is capacitor. Okay, this current is flowing over here, and now apply KCL over here. Okay, so current across this, if we are applying here KCL means what? This total current is equal to current across resistance, current across inductance plus current across capacitance C. Okay, so total current I is equal to current across R, E0 upon, okay, E0 upon R, okay, plus here 1 by L integration of what? E0, okay, plus C dE by dt. Okay, now again here same thing. It is E0 by R, integration of E0, here a derivative of E, means whatever E0, okay, whatever this voltage E0 is there, it is in differential form, different. So we have to make it in unique form, means not integration and not derivative. So what relations we will use here? Integration of E is nothing but flux phi. So here E is equal to d phi by dt. Okay, now substitute these values over here, and accordingly we will write down the equation. So I is equal to E0 upon R, that is 1 by R d phi by dt, plus 1 by L phi, plus C d dt of d phi by dt. Okay, now we'll rearrange this equation. So I is equal to C d square phi by dt square plus 1 by R d phi by dt plus 1 by L phi. Now this is the representation of, by using KCL, the total current is equal to addition of individual currents. So this is equation number 4. So here I is equal to C L square, C d square phi by dt square plus 1 by R d phi by dt plus 1 by L phi. Equation number 4. Now we have find all 4 equations, that is 2 for mechanical system, 2 for electrical system, and now these are the individual equations, or you can say mathematical model for these systems. Now just look at these equations, first equation, second, third and fourth. That is for the translational mechanical system, F is equal to m d square x by dt square plus f dx by dt plus kx. Similarly, if we'll compare these equations, we'll find all equations are in unique form. Unique form is equations are in unique differential equation form by reducing order of their degrees. That is this second, first and 0. So if such equations are there, they are in analogous form, means they are in identical form of differential equation, then such systems are called as analogous system. So that's why here we can say in mechanical system, either it may be translational or rotational, or electrical system maybe voltage output we are taking, that is voltage, or current we are dividing into current. So these 4 systems are analogous with each other. Now as far as analogy is there, so technically just we have defined, yes, all these equations are in the same form or on differential equation form. That's why these are called the analogous system. Now what will be the analogy? Because in examination, what directly given? Find out mathematical model of this system and find out its force to voltage analogy or force to current analogy. So we'll make one table. If you can remember that table, then easily you can say, yes, this is the analogy, because in examination, you are not supposed to prove these things. Just write down whatever problem is given, find out its mathematical model, that is find out number of equations that equals to the number of masses are there, and accordingly whatever analogy, that is either force to voltage or force to current analogy is asked, accordingly you can convert it. So just we'll make one table, that is here force, then this is mechanical, here we can say mechanical translational system, then mechanical rotational system is there, then electrical system. So in that voltage, and second one is current. Now whatever analogy table we are going to write here, so here first applied force F is analogous with T of mechanical rotational system, here voltage E applied input and current I. Then mass, second one, whatever mass m is there, that is analogous with J, and here in voltage system L, in current system it is I, it is C. Then third one, that is frictional coefficient. Here also frictional coefficient is there, it is R, and here 1 by R, reciprocal of R. Then next one, after F, then K, spring constant. So it is K, here also stiffness springs constant is there, then 1 by C, and here 1 by L. And last one, whatever we are using, here it is X, linear displacement, theta, angular displacement. What about voltage network? Charge, Q, and here flux phi. This is the analogy table. You must remember this analogy table. Means in examination, whatever problem is given to you, accordingly you have to find out its mathematical model, and whatever analogy is asked, accordingly directly transfer into that one. So when I have started this lecture, at that time I have told you we'll see analogy of the system and transfer. So up to analogy it is over. How force to voltage analogy or force to current analogy is there, it's over. Now for finding transfer function by whatever equation, whatever model is given to you, mathematical model or electrical model, from that how to find transfer. So for that purpose, 50% work, that is whatever we have done here, that is same one, that is we have to find out its mathematical equations of the given system. Okay, and from that, as the definition of transfer function, that is it is the ratio of Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input. So according to that, first of all we have to decide what will be the input and what will be the output of the given system, and accordingly whatever equations we have used, means we have calculated, suppose it is two suppose in given system there are two masses, then certainly we'll get two equations. With the help of that two equations, whatever input and output is there, then consider that equation in which input and output both are present, and whatever third term, or we can say if it is more than 2, then maybe 2, 3 another unknowns are there, then you can manipulate that unknown such that all whatever elements are there, remaining elements, that are converted into the only input and output form. How? Just we'll see later on. So here analogy is over. So we will take one problem here directly, and in that problem we'll first of all we'll find mathematical model, then we'll find its force to voltage analogy, then we'll find its force to current analogy, and then we'll find its transfer. Okay. So, and this is the problem from your one of the university question paper, recent paper I think. Here the problem is, just I will draw the problem. Now this is the problem in which two masses are connected. Force F of t is applied over here. So as force is applied in this direction, certainly displacement x is the corresponding to m2 and displacement x1 corresponding to m1 that are given. One spring is connected between m1 and m2, and m1 is attached with spring k1 and b1, that is damper. Okay. Now whenever solving such problem, one thing, whatever I have initially explained, the force to in the translational mechanical system, or you can say in the rotational mechanical system, whatever I have drawn, this is mass m, suppose force applied over in this way, then whatever k into x, then f into x dot, all this. So first of all we have to prepare a free body diagram that I have mentioned right now because I have forgot at the time. So free body diagram means what? We have to prepare the number of, we have to show the number of forces that are acting on that particular body. So once we can prepare its free body diagram, then we have to write down its equations. And after preparing free body diagram, then we'll write down the equation and then we'll proceed. So here, for this particular system we'll consider. Now here see rollers are shown, but not any single statement is given in the problem. So at that time, you have to write one assumption, assuming zero friction in between these rollers and this surface. Because as rollers are there, means certainly there is friction. But if it is not mentioned, in that case, we have to write one set line before starting your problem, assuming zero friction in between these rollers and surface. Means you are free to remove these frictions and no need to consider these frictions. Okay. So now, if I will prepare a free body diagram, FBD, that is free body diagram of mass M2. Okay. M2. So here, what are the forces acting on this one? Applied force F of T. Then self, okay, it is connected with spring, so it will give the opposite effect. So K2 into, now this spring is connected between M1 and M2, and spring element is associated with the displacement. So here, as this is common to both, so it is K2 into whatever displacement we will consider, that is the differential displacement or difference of displacement between x1 and x. But we are writing equation with respect to M2, so it becomes x of t minus x1 of t. K2 into x of t minus x1 of t. Why x and x1? Because we are writing equation with respect to M2, and as the displacement associated with M2 is x, so that's why we have to consider first x and then x1. Okay. What another force? It's self mass. See, whatever equation we have written, in that mass, that is self mass, then damper if they are present, then F element, and if spring is there. So here damper is absent for this one, so K, that is spring, applied force F, and whatever self mass M2 x of t double dot, that is mass into acceleration. So now we have to, with this, with help of this free body diagram, we have to write down its equation. So here applied force F of t is equal to M2 d square x of t by dt square plus K2 x of t minus x1 of t. Okay. Now take the Laplace transform. Like take the Laplace transform of this equation. So here f of s is equal to M2 s square x of s plus K2 x of s minus x1 of s. Suppose this is your equation number 1. Okay. So first part is over, that is whatever, because first of all we are preparing mathematical model for this one. So for first model, this is the equation. Okay. Now we'll go with the second model, that is M1, mass M1. Then we'll draw the free body diagram of M1. So what are the forces acting on this one? Spring K1, B1, that is force, then again second spring K2, and self mass. Okay. All are in opposite direction to whatever applied force. Okay. So here K1. Now this spring K1 is connected with fixed part and M1. So only while writing equation for K1, we'll consider only displacement associated with M1. So it is K1 into x1 t. Okay. Now this is first, then second, that is damper is attached over here. Again it is connected with mass and fixed part. So just we'll consider velocity of x only. So here it becomes B1 x1 t dot. Okay. Now another force, that is K2. Spring is also attached between M1 and M2. So this spring will give the effect now, but it is again same thing, the difference between displacement. So again here, but now whenever we are writing equation of K2 with reference to M1, so we have to give priority to displacement of M1. So it becomes here K2 into x1 of t minus x of t. Okay, and self mass M1 x1 double dot t. Okay, these are the total forces. And now for this mass, there is no any applied force, because force is applied to M2 only, and accordingly this is going to be stretch. So whatever summation of all forces, that must be equals to 0. So here equation becomes m1 d square x1 t by dt square plus b1 dx1 t by dt plus k1 x1 t plus k2. Now analogy is over, so I will clear out this one. K2 x1 t minus x of t is equal to 0. Right? Now we have to take its Laplace again, as usual process. So m1 s square x1s plus b1 s x1s plus k1 x1s plus k2 x1s minus x of s is equal to 0. This is equation number 2. Okay. Now, if problem in your question paper it is asked, prepare mathematical model or prepare Laplace differential equation. If you'll go through the previous question papers, so there in one question paper it is asked, prepare Laplace equations of the given system. So if such kind of question is there, that is nothing but just two masses are there, first equation, second equation, that's all. If question is such that prepare mathematical model of the system, even though these two equations are there, that is nothing but your mathematical model representation of your system. Okay. Now equations are over. So up to mathematical model, it's okay. If question is such that prepare mathematical model, no. Now we'll see force to voltage analogy. Now first part is over. In the same problem, we'll see force to voltage analogy. Now here, as we have these two equations, then no need to go for the force to voltage analogy again, convert this into electrical system, find out equation. No, with the help of these two equations, but just by substituting this value, we'll go. In force to voltage analogy, force is equivalent to voltage V. Okay, then mass M is analogous with inductor L, B is analogous with resistance R, and K is analogous with 1 by C, and X is analogous with charge Q. Okay. Now substitute these values in equation 1 and equation number 2. Means we'll get new equations. Okay. So see here. So equation number 1 becomes, now we are converting for the force to voltage analogy. So F of S, that is E of S. Okay. E of S, that is applied voltage, is equal to M2 L2 S square Q of S. Correct. L2 Q of S. Yes, it is Q of S plus K2 1 by C2. 1 by C2 Q of S minus Q1 of S. Okay. Okay, this is one. Okay. Now we'll make certain modifications, because again this equation is there, and with the help of this equation we have to prepare its circuit diagram. Okay. So here, whenever we'll prepare circuit diagram, either in voltage or current, so we'll require, if it is voltage mode, so current will flowing through this, or if we are applying voltage, so we have to show in terms of current. So here, whatever Q initially we have defined, Q is nothing but Q is equal to integration of I dt. Okay. So if I will take its Laplace here, so Q of S is equal to what? I of S upon S. So we'll substitute this relation over here. So this equation becomes E of S is equal to L2 S square I of S upon S plus 1 by C2 I of S upon S minus I1 of S upon S. Okay. Now I will modify this one. So E of S is equal to L2 S I of S plus 1 by C2 S I of S minus I1 of S. This is equation number, I can say, 3. Okay. Now similarly we are going to apply force to voltage analogy to equation number 2. Okay. So here this equation now becomes, so I will write over here because we require this one equation till end of the problem, first one, and second this one. Whatever manipulations we are going to do, we'll do all manipulations on this one. So equation number 2 here, equation 2 becomes, now we have to convert for the force to voltage analogy. So as we have converted it for the first one, that is force to voltage analogy for the first equation, now similarly we'll go for the force to voltage analogy for the second equation. So here L1 S square Q1S, correct, Q1S plus R1S Q1 of S plus 1 by C1 Q1 of S, it is 1, yes, plus 1 by C2 Q1 of S minus is equal to 0. Okay. Now we have to rearrange this one. Again we have to substitute this relation. Q of is equal to I dt, so its Laplace will take this one. So here L1 S square I1S upon S plus R1S I1S upon S plus 1 by C1 I1S plus 1 by C2 I1S upon S minus I of S upon S is equal to 0. So here L1S I1S plus R1 I1S, it is I1, okay, plus 1 by C1, this is S, I1 plus 1 by C2S I of S is equal to 0. This is equation number 4. Now whatever equation 1 and whatever equation we have got, that is from the whatever mechanical system given to you, and we have find out its mathematical model. Now first part we have considered as a force to voltage analogy. So now these equation 3 and equation 4 that are now converted into force to voltage analogy. So these are the voltage analogous equations, mechanical to electrical system. So here force to voltage analogy you can say. So these are the force to voltage analogy equations, these two equations, and with the help of these two equations we have to construct the circuit. So whenever we'll use force to voltage analogy, in that whatever elements that having common current, that is Is upon I1S, means here difference of two currents, here again I1S minus Is, these two components having difference of two current, means these two elements are common for both loops. As two equations are there, means certainly there are two loops. So whatever elements that having more that is two or more currents, that elements are common elements. So we have to connect them in parallel. And whatever individual elements, just like S2 it has only one current, C2 then L1 R1 C1 that have individual current, so they are in series. So with the help of equation number 3 and equation number 4 we will find out, we'll construct its circuit diagram. So from this E of S applied voltage, here L2 is there, okay, C2 1 by S means I will write over here, because why, this is C2, this is current I is flowing over here, okay. Now consider the second equation, L1S I1S means this is individual element. So L1 R1 again it is individual 1 R1, C1 is also individual 1 C1, and C2 that is common element we have already written over here C2. So just we will close this circuit and I will show here I1 currently. Now see, these two loops are there. If you can find, if you are applying KVL over here, you will get these equations. So this is the voltage analogous network of water mechanical system given. Initially whatever mechanical system I had run, so its analogous system is this one. This is analog, this is force to voltage analogy, okay. Now with the same we'll go with for the force to current analogy. This is what about force to voltage analogy, okay. Now we'll go with the force to current analogy. For force to current analogy again, force to current analogy again we have to use this equation number 1 and 2 basic equations to find out the force to current analogous network. So here order equation number 1, okay, before going to this, in force to voltage analogy, force is analogous with current I, then M is analogous with mass M is analogous with C capacitance, then F is analogous with 1 by R, then K is analogous with 1 by L, and X is analogous with flux phi, okay. Now we have to substitute these values over here. So equation 1 becomes now here equation number 1 becomes I of S is equal to M2 C2 S square phi 2 phi of S. It is phi of S. Okay. Plus K2, that is 1 by L2 phi of S phi 1 of S. Okay. In forced voltage analysis, as we have used some relation of that in that so similarly over here also we'll use this one. What is the phi? Rate of change of flux. Voltage is equal to rate of change of flux. Okay, means what? Here integration of I is equal to phi. So if I'll take its Laplace, so Es upon S is equal to phi of S. So we have to substitute this relation over here. So it becomes I of S is equal to C2 S square Es upon S plus 1 by L2 Es upon S minus E1S upon S. Okay. So I of S is equal to C2S Es plus 1 by L2S E of S minus E1 of S. This is equation number 5. Okay. Now this is the current analogous equation of equation number 1. Now we'll go with second equation. Now we have to convert this second equation into current analogy equation. So equation number 2 becomes here M1 means it is what? C1 S square phi 1 of S plus 1 by R1 S phi 1 of S plus K1, that is 1 by L1 phi 1 of S plus 1 by L2 phi 1 of S minus phi of S is equal to 0. Again we have to substitute this relation over here. So we'll get here C1 S square E1S upon S plus 1 by R1 S E1S upon S plus 1 by L1 upon S plus 1 by L2 E1S upon S minus E of S upon S is equal to 0. Okay. Now is equal to 0. Okay. C1S E1S plus 1 by R1 E1S plus 1 by L1S E1S plus 1 by L2S S minus E of S is equal to 0. This is equation number, we can say, 6. Now these are, that is equation number 5 and equation number 6. These are the current analogous equation of given mechanical system. Okay. So with the help of these we have to construct the circuit. So here, as in forced voltage analogy, whatever common elements are, what are elements that having common current, that is current from first part also as well as second part. In that case we have connected them in parallel. Here voltage drop is there, E1S, E2S. So whatever elements that having both voltage drops, that are connected in series and remaining should be connected into the parallel. So here I will draw its circuit diagram from equation 5 and 6. I of S is equal to, this is single element, so it is in parallel C2, then L2, this is common voltage drop, it has two voltage drops, so I will connect over here L2. Okay. Now second one, C1 E1S, this is C1, then R1 L1 and L2 we have already drawn here. So E1 and E, both drops are here. Difference between this, connect this one, complete the part. This is the current analogous network of given mechanical system. Okay. So as far as your question papers are concerned, question may be such that generally for 8 marks, mathematical model and one of the analogy. So if a forced voltage analogy, whatever previously we have prepared, if forced to current analogy is asked, this one. And now third, last remaining, that is the transfer function. How to find out transfer function. Okay. Now see, okay, this is the current model is over. Now we'll go for the transfer function. How to find out transfer function if given system is there? Either it okay. What will be the equation here? M1 x है ना, x1 of s. Okay. Now see, I want to find out transfer function of that system. So whatever system we have drawn, just I will show here. This is M2, this is M1. Here one spring was there, another spring, one damper, force was here, here displacement x, here displacement x1. Now if we'll consider this system and I want to find out its transfer function. So as per definition, transfer function is nothing but the ratio of Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input. So here input is force applied F, and what will be the output here? Output is the displacement of this one, that is x. Why we have to consider this one? Because whatever force applying to this mass M1, so we have to take the whatever displacement is there, that is nothing but its output. Okay, so here transfer function is nothing but Laplace transform of output, that is what? X of s. Laplace transform of output to the Laplace transform of input. So instead of that, Laplace of xt divided by Laplace of f of t, that is nothing but x of s divided by f of s. This is the required transfer function for this one. Now whatever basic equations we have prepared, m2 square, this is f of s, and this is second equation. Just I will verify this, m1 s square x1. Okay, now what are these two equations are there? Now just if you check x of s, x1 of s, here x1 of s, x of s, these two variables are there, and as we have to find out transfer function, your equation must be in the one variable of x of s. So we have to manipulate, or we have to find out value of x1 in terms of x. So here f of s is there, here x1, x and x1 means unknowns are more, 1, 2 and 3. If we'll go here, x1 and x equate with 0, means we can find any value, that is either x1 in terms of x or x in terms of x1. So here from equation number 2, first of all we will find out the value of x1 in terms of x. Why we are considering the value of x1 in terms of x? Because transfer function is xs upon f of s. So whatever values are there, that must be in x of s. Okay, so from equation number this 2, from number equation 2 we'll find this one. This equation I am going to rearrange this equation. See, m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 into x1s, x1s minus k2 into x of s is equal to 0. Okay, now m1 s square plus b1s plus k1 plus k2 x1 s is equal to k2 x of s. Just I will shift it over here. Now from here what we want, we have to express x1 in terms of x of s. So x1 of s is equal to k2 upon m1 s square plus b1s plus k1 plus k2 into x of s. This is equation number 7. Means from equation 2 we have get the relation between x1 and x. So now substitute this value of x1s in equation 1. Okay, so before that just I will rearrange this one. F of s is equal to m2 s square plus k2 into x of s, okay, minus k2 x1 of s, x1 of s. Okay, I have rearranged this one. Now in this equation I have to substitute value of x1. In this equation I have to substitute value of x1. So this equation becomes now f of s is equal to m2 s square plus k2 into x of s, बराबर है, minus k2 into x1 of s. x1 of s is equal to this. So k2 into k2 upon m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 into x of s. Now see, this total equation is in the form of x of s and x of s. Okay, so f of s is equal to m2 s square plus k2 minus k2 square divided by m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 into x of s. Barabar? Ha. Again we'll make some simplification and then we'll directly go with the transfer function. So f of s is equal to, take the LCM, so it becomes m2 s square plus k2 into m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 minus k2 square divided by m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 into x of s. Now transfer function we have defined here. The transfer function is equal to xs upon f of s. So xs upon f of s. So transfer function is equal to x of s upon f of s. From this equation we will take now x of s upon f of s. So it is 1 upon this total term. So it becomes m2 s square plus k2 m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 minus k2 square divided by m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2. Okay, so it becomes now, so transfer function is equal to m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 divided by m2 s square plus k2 or m1 s square plus b1 s plus k1 plus k2 minus k2 square. This is the required transfer function for the given system. Means what? In this problem, what we have done, we have taken single problem and whatever the possibilities are there, only 3 possibilities: force to voltage, force to current, and transfer function. So how we have to calculate this one? So common factor is over here, whatever mathematical modeling is there, that is equation 1 and equation 2, that is the equations for the particular mass m1 and m2, that are common. Whatever modeling is there, once you can get the mathematical modeling of that particular system, then you can manipulate anything, you can get any changes, or whatever experiments you want to take, you can go with this one. So with mechanical system, we have find out voltage analogous, we have find out a current analogy, even we have find out transfer function of the system. Okay, so this is what about mathematical model. And generally, whatever question is there in your question paper, out of these 3, any one you have to go. Nobody can ask you for 8 to 10 marks all these 3. No, only either force to voltage, force to current, or transfer. Okay, now if you have any doubt, please ask. Regarding this mathematical modeling, if you have any doubt, please ask. You have any doubt regarding this one? Okay, thank you.